Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a conversation, feeling like you understand every single word, but the meaning just doesn't click? You hear something like, turn down, look up, or get along, and your brain freezes. You know what turn means, and you know what down means, but turn down? What on earth does that mean? If this sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not alone. Welcome to the world of phrasal verbs, a notorious part of the English language that trips up even the most advanced learners. But here's the good news. Mastering them isn't as hard as it seems. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Today, we're diving deep into the most common and essential phrasal verbs you need to know for everyday conversations. Think of this as your practical guide to unlocking a new level of fluency. Phrasal verbs are a huge part of what makes native English speakers sound so natural, and once you start using them, you'll feel a huge boost in your confidence. We'll go through them one by one with clear explanations and lots of real-world examples so you can start using them right away. So, grab a notebook, get ready to practice, and let's get started on our journey to mastering phrasal verbs. First, let's quickly define what a phrasal verb is. A phrasal verb is a verb combined with a preposition or an adverb, or sometimes both, to create a new meaning. The key thing to remember is that the new meaning is often completely different from the original verb. For example, the verb to look means to see with your eyes, but to look up can mean two completely different things: to search for information or to improve. Confusing, right? That's why we're breaking it down today. Let's start with some of the most common phrasal verbs you'll hear in daily life. Get up. This means to get out of bed. It's one of the first things we do every day. For example, I usually get up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. Put on. This means to place clothing on your body. You'll use this every time you get dressed. For example, it's cold outside. You should put on a jacket. Take off. This is the opposite of put on. It means to remove clothing. For example, it's too warm in here. I'm going to take off my sweater. Call off. This means to cancel something. It's very common in business and social situations. For example, they had to call off the meeting because the presenter was sick. Breakdown. This can mean a few things, but most commonly it means a machine stops working. For example, my car broke down on the way to work this morning. It can also mean to lose emotional control, as in, she broke down and cried when she heard the news. Look after. This means to take care of someone or something. It's similar to take care of. For example, can you look after my dog while I'm on vacation? Run out of. This means to use up a supply of something completely. For example, we need to go to the store. We've run out of milk. Give up. This means to stop trying to do something. For example, don't give up on learning English. It gets easier with practice. Next, let's talk about phrasal verbs that are super useful when you're talking about people and your social life. Get along with. This means to have a good relationship with someone. For example, my sister and I get along with each other really well. Fall out with. This is the opposite of get along with. It means to have a disagreement and stop being friends. For example, they fell out with each other over a small misunderstanding. Hang out. This is an informal way to say you are spending time with someone. For example, do you want to hang out this weekend? Catch up. This means to exchange news with someone you haven't seen in a while. For example, it was great to catch up with my old friend. Look forward to. This means to feel happy and excited about something that is going to happen. For example, I'm really looking forward to my trip to London. Pick on. This means to repeatedly treat someone unfairly or criticize them. For example, the older kids used to pick on him because he was small. Now, let's explore some phrasal verbs you'll use in professional or academic settings. Workout. This can mean to exercise, as in, I work out at the gym every morning. But it can also mean to solve a problem or to have a good outcome. For example, don't worry, I'm sure we can work out a solution. Or, I hope things work out for you. Come up with. This means to think of an idea, a plan, or a solution. For example, our team needs to come up with a new marketing strategy. Figure out. This means to find a solution to a problem or to understand something. For example, I'm trying to figure out how this new software works. Point out. This means to draw attention to something or to mention it. For example, the teacher pointed out a few mistakes in my essay. Fill out. This means to complete a form or a document. For example, please fill out this application form and return it to reception. Set up. This means to establish or arrange something, like a meeting, a company, or a piece of equipment. For example, can you help me set up this projector for the presentation? So, how do you go from simply understanding these to actually using them? It's all about practice. 1. Listen actively. The first step is to start noticing them. When you watch a movie, a TV show, or listen to a podcast in English, pay close attention to the verbs. Do you hear breakdown, run out of, look forward to? When you hear one, try to understand its meaning from the context. 2. Use them in sentences. Don't just memorize the list. Create your own sentences using the phrasal verbs. Write them down in your notebook. The more you use them in your own context, the more they will stick. For example, think about your own day. What time do I get up? What do I need to put on? This personal connection makes a huge difference. 3. Speak out loud. Try to incorporate 1 or 2 new phrasal verbs into your daily English practice. Maybe today your goal is to use look up and get along with. Even if you are just talking to yourself, saying the words out loud helps them become part of your active vocabulary. 4. Practice with shadowing. This is my favorite technique. Rewatch parts of this video or any other English content and try to repeat what the narrator says, imitating their intonation and rhythm. This helps your brain and mouth get used to producing these combinations of words naturally. Phrasal verbs are a part of everyday English, and they can seem overwhelming at first, but with a little practice, they will become second nature. Remember, you don't need to learn all of them at once. Start with the most common ones we discussed today. As you get comfortable, add a few more to your vocabulary. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel. You'll be able to have conversations that sound natural and authentic. So, tell me in the comments below, which phrasal verb from this video do you find the most confusing? And which one are you going to start using today? Let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out. I'm so proud of you for taking this step to improve your English. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.